Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome once again to another quick shot review. Today we are looking at Pray for the Devil, as it is known in the UK. Also, that is the original title. The new title for this film, apparently, according to IMDb, is The Devil's Light. Either or is absolutely fine. It comes in at a respectable 1 hour and 33 minutes, so it does not overdo anything that it does not need to. It is rated at a certificate 15, and it's definitely one of the better 15s that I've seen very recently, considering I've seen some rated 18s here in the UK and they're not as good as this. So it's directed by Daniel Storm and it's written by Robert Zapier. So yeah, I'm going to go into the main part of the video and explain what I thought about this film. But in the meantime, if you have seen the film, let us know what you think. Leave us a comment or join us on social media. Instagram, Twitter and Facebook are available. Let's get into the main part of the video. If you're not watching the video, join us for the main part of the podcast, because this will be going on the podcasting channel as well. Talk is cheap. Let's get on to the movie review. So, as I mentioned, Pray for the Devil is pretty much exactly what it says it is, directed by Daniel Stam. It is a modern exorcism movie, and it does a lot of things well. There's some things that it doesn't do so well, but like I say, it is a 15. It is for a certain audience. I felt the ending fell a bit flat. There was a lot of downtime in between, a lot of different storylines that could have been a little bit more explored in terms of doing things. But what it did well, it did really well. There is a couple of jump scares in there. You have to expect that for a modern audience, but it didn't use them too much. The atmosphere that was created by Daniel Stamm was really good. It was really atmospheric. I felt invested in the character, the main protagonist, and the most of the time, in fact all of the time really, the exorcism stuff was done really well. Obviously there was a lot of CG, but really you couldn't tell. There is certain things that you would expect, but there is people that can do these things. So, but I mean, to make a film these days, CG is the way forward because it's a lot cheaper than doing things practically. So that's just the way it is. My particular thoughts on this, I would say go and see this film if you're a fan of horror. There's been a lot of disappointing horror coming out. A lot of people disappointed by Halloween Ends. This is a horror film done right for 2022, in my opinion, and that is just my opinion. Obviously, if you have differing opinions, let us know. It stars Jacqueline Byers as Sister Anne. She does a fantastic job leading this film. The performance that she puts in is really just top notch. Virginia Madsen plays Dr. Peters. She is the psychiatrist trying to coax us through the movie. It was almost like um, a voiceover throughout the movie, telling us and explaining what things are. That's one of the things that I didn't like about this. I'm not stupid. Don't treat me as such. I know it's a horror film and there's certain stigma about it, but really, if it's not an 18, it's not a full horror. Let's face it. Colin Salmon plays Father Quinn. Again, brilliant performance. Nicholas Ralph plays Father Raymond. Ben Cross plays Cardinal Matthews. Christian Navarro plays Father Dante. Again, very good performance. One of the top stars in this film. We've got... I can find him. There we go. No, hold on. Yeah, but that takes us through the main characters of this one, and it is very much, yeah, Christian Navarro, yeah, plays Father Dante. Yeah, I was trying to find the there we go, Posey Taylor. Yeah, she does a really good job as well. She plays the young girl that you find in the trailers. So yeah, I would recommend this film. Like I say, the atmosphere is excellent. The way the director puts things on screen is really good. There's not an over reliance on jump scares or anything like that. It is just a decent film. It's not the best film ever. It's not the best exorcism film I've seen. Obviously, The Exorcist still has the number one spot, but there has been some decent post 2000 ones. It seems like there's sort of one sort of every year that plays on the aspect of, is it an exorcism thing, is it a possession, or is it just mental health issues? I feel like that's been overdone now. I think we just need something a bit more, dare I say, pure, but they do play with the idea of the light, and it's sort of an exorcism school. It's done better than the Vatican tapes, for example. That again was an example of an exorcism movie that was recent, and it that was not very good. Didn't have. I think the thing that with exorcism movies is that they don't stick the landing very often. The reason that The Exorcist is so good is because they tease it over and over. There's many smaller battles. Regan is going through this for the whole film. There's no letting up until right at the end. And the shock factor with that film, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, go and watch it, is, it is a shock factor. You don't expect that to happen. This one, by the books, but very, very, very enjoyable. And I would say go and watch it if you're a horror fan. So that brings us to the conclusion of this movie review. I've been your host, Luke. You have been the Cheap Shot Nation. Like I say, as ever, if you have watched the film, let me know what you think. If you've watched it as Pray for the Devil or The Devil's Light, I'd be interested to see where that, because I couldn't find it to start with, and then it came up as The Devil's Light. So I wonder if that's a title for the US audience, maybe. Anyway, if you've seen the film, let us know. Let us know your thoughts on it. Everyone has a differing opinion. Go and support your local cinema and keep enjoying the movies and keep things spooky, people, because Halloween may be over, but there's always time for horror movies. Goodbye.
Bye.